I think my biggest question for you, Hawk, is do you think that there is an issue with cross regional teams playing in tournaments together? Like, I know Europe isn't really in a lot of these only North American events. Do you think that that is like kind of gatekeeping a little bit, or do you think that it should be more open, or is it really like that big of a difference? Because we're doing international scrims. The ping difference is obviously there, but I don't really think it's that impactful that we shouldn't be inviting the best teams to compete in all these events, regardless of like restricting it to NA only.
I definitely think there's a difference, but I don't think it's big enough to gatekeep. Like international scrims, they work. The biggest problem is just like off spawn fights, and you gotta let the server settle for a little bit. You know, it's usually like just the first minute that the server is unstable. As soon as everybody gets into position and the server gets to kind of cool off, then you're usually fine. Like I don't think people usually never complain about like mid or late game. That's not
Mm.
usually where the lag is. It's just on early game. So as long as you can figure out the early game, I think it's completely fine. But yeah,
I feel
that's like the problem in general is contests and stuff like that. That's like the
it's
big
definitely
thing.
the contest because in NA everyone kind of has their drop spots and no one really contests too much when it comes to those big events, and it's just like pro league. But then when you add EU teams, it's people just get frustrated, and that's I think part of the reason why they don't want like other regions in general. It's because they don't want to have to grief their own games or deal with that when they don't have to on the regular.
Yeah.
There's another big storyline right now. I think we were remiss not to cover. Very unexpected to many. PvP announcing his departure from DarkZero as DarkZero management decided they wanted to pursue a different direction after PvP was a significant player in that squad's recent success. Obviously, picking up Zainu, really bold decision to move away from Rambo and pick up Zainu, which ended up faring well for them. They dominated the very last day of Pro League and have been looking pretty strong ever since. Does this come as a surprise to y'all?
Yeah, I think this is a huge surprise to me, at least. I think the only reason you would drop a coach is if, like, people on the team either don't, like, ended up not agreeing with, like, what he has to say anymore, or just, like, don't, I don't know, I guess just don't, like, trust him exactly, but I don't know, things can happen, but it was definitely super surprising to me to see him leave.
Yeah, this one is strange. I mean, it just seems like something's going on internally with that team because you had the whole Sharky situation, then you had the Rambo situation, then you had the Zainu situation. Now we're dropping a coach after they have done nothing but have really good placements. They've been performing well in scrims. So I don't know if there was like some internal issues that were going on there that no one really knew about. But even PvP, in his tweet, he's like with a bit of a surprise. He doesn't start it off like with a heavy heart or what it is. It's like he was clearly blindsided in this situation. He's a tenured coach, analyst, whatever you want to put him. He puts in the work. He's been around with the C9 roster back in the day. Like he's worked with so many teams, and I have not ever heard one of those teams have anything bad to say about what the effort he puts in and the work that he does. So very surprising, especially right before the LAN. I don't see how he wouldn't have been helping, but I mean, they said if they want to go in a different direction, maybe there's something that'll come out of the woodworks that we're not seeing.
Yeah, one of the few coaches that was a former pro player as well, him alongside Hodzik. And I think there's maybe even a handful, if that. So that just speaks to the value he adds. I guess last question on that topic. Any thoughts on where he lands?
I don't know about where he would go, but I know he has a ton of options in front of him. Like, I don't think he's gonna have any problem finding a place. I'm sure he's already talking with multiple teams. I think he's actually said that too. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, he's talking with us. I mean, if we want to like throw it out there,
whoa.
there's we have no issue. Like if someone's willing to help or trial, like why would we want to shut that down? Especially with someone who has a lot of information. Like we would love to have any insight that he's willing to offer us and look at any help. And if people didn't really know, we had recently just made a change with our own coach, Nick ZZZ. He was, he helped us out a lot. He put in a lot of good work, but it was just not the right fit for us. So, I mean, it could have been a similar situation with PvP and DZ. We wanted more analytical work. We wanted more like information, not like macro and gameplay stuff. And so we wanted to focus more on just someone else giving us information and us applying that into our own gameplay and figuring it out on our own. So, regardless of how good of work that he put in for our team, it just wasn't right for what we needed specifically as a trio. So I still don't have anything but good things to say about what he provided us. It just wasn't right for us. So maybe they're looking for something more aligned along the lines of what he could bring to their team. It doesn't know, but you need to find the right fit to bring the best out of everyone on the team.
How are things going so far with PvP? Sniped on too early to tell, or have you guys had any early meetings?
No, we haven't had anything at all so far. I mean, it's just been kind of talked about. I know PvP is going to be gauging he said he has a couple options. I'm sure many people are trying to get in his ear and say, I'm sure they know that he can provide good info. So just kind of gauging where we're at, and we'll see where it takes us.
Makes total sense. Either way, I want to send love to PvP. Unexpected news, big news.
Enemy squads left. Deep breaths. Wait, I don't breathe. 30 seconds until close. This is very exciting. Enemy shield.
Warning, roof closing.
Zipline time. Throwing Arc Star. Arc Star out. I am taking fire. Inside the next ring. Recharging shields. Rings.
That was a hit, dude.
30 seconds. That's half a minute. Here I go. Giving my shields a recharge. Just 10 seconds. I can take out this last squad. Oh no. shields. I am taking fire. Broke that enemy shield. Using grapple.
Boy.